Iowans have 213 federally qualified health centers and rural health clinics, besides those in urban centers, where health care can be accessed without depending on the few abortionists in the state. These health care centers, clinics, serve low-income, medically underserved populations and provide comprehensive primary and preventive health care as opposed to abortionists' limited health care options, but do not commit abortion. Therefore, abortionists are not needed and certainly do not need taxpayer funding. About 4,500 babies each year lose their lives in Iowa at the hand of abortionists. This is the equivalent of a kindergarten class being killed every 2 days in our state. Abortionists account for about 50% of their health services revenue. Their activities result in deadly consequences for babies and mothers, both physical and or emotional. Those organizations do not strengthen us as a state, but rather their culture of death weakens us, spiritually, morally, and in our respect for human life and the rights of others. As if that is not enough, what would 180 more kindergarten classes across the state of Iowa do for our schools' struggles with declining enrollment? How much does this contribute to a stagnating population? How much does this contribute to an undermanned workforce? How much does this weaken our economy? How much easier would it be to provide services and lower taxes with a greater population and an increased tax base? Organizations that kill unborn children cut us off from the blessings that God wants to give us. They devalue the life God has given us, a life that has inestimable value in His sight. Abortion has ruined our judgment and has spawned multiple forms of corruption. A lawsuit is currently being litigated against abortionists in our state in federal court over a credible allegation of Medicaid fraud, according to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit. This case involves about 500,000 potential false claims worth up to $28 million of potential taxpayer fraud. Federal law requires a state Medicaid agency to suspend all payments to a provider where there is a credible allegation of fraud. Furthermore, there are numerous government audit reports demonstrating Medicaid fraud on the part of these abortionists. And most recently, they were fingered by the Nebraska State Auditor for billing for abortion-related procedures. We have moved legislation in this chamber in response to videos revealing the illegal harvesting and selling for lucrative profit of aborted baby body parts. The House of Representatives, the United States House of Representatives, just released a report tonight from their investigation proving this very thing. Video footage and lawsuits also reveal abortionists disregarding states' informed consent laws, disregarding states' regulations for clinics, disregarding sexual abuse laws, protecting statutory rapists, and protecting sex traffickers. What law have they met that they consider important enough that they should obey it? Nearly a dozen states have already suspended public funding to abortionists, including Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin, who has done so with the same abortionists we have here in Iowa. And this past January, the U.S. Congress, in a historic vote, chose to defund abortionists. The state of Iowa should have no part in doing business with organizations such as this. Credible research polls show that when Iowans know the facts, they are opposed to it. Iowans support better and more comprehensive health care than they could get with abortionists. Where we put our money is where we put our heart. Iowans want us to put our money not in death, but in life.